In today's class, we are going to discuss regarding e-waste. Okay, in the last classes, we have in the fourth module, we have completed the biomedical waste management. Today, we are going to see what are e-waste, what is the definition of e-waste, what are its sources, how it is going to cause the effect on environment. Then it is also going to cause some of the health effect on human health, and then we are going to see what are the different disposal methods of e-waste and how it is going to cause the groundwater and surface groundwater pollution as well as your soil pollution. Okay, now e-waste is nothing but we call it as an electronic waste. Okay, now the population has tremendously it has increased of the entire world. Okay, so our life is completely dependent on the gadgets, various kinds of electronic instruments. As the population is increasing, we are having much more demand in the industries for the production and all. For that, we need, of course, we need the help of some of the electronic devices along with some of the electrical devices. Okay, so as the population is increasing, the production of these electronic material has tremendously it has increased, as well as once it is going to complete its lifespan, it is also creating a problem to the for its disposal purpose, or during the recycle and reuse it is going to cause some of the problems. So these particular electronic waste we cannot deal it as the ordinary waste, right? Ordinary municipal waste. See, ordinary municipal waste, it is going to decompose. Okay, the whatever the biodegradable waste are there, it is going to decompose. But here in the especially in the e-waste, what happens is these are maximum, these are the non biodegradable, or if some degradable material are there, then it is very slowly biodegradable. So it is going to create a lots of problem when as the population is increasing, we are generating a huge amount of electronic material, as well as it is after its use it is going to be converted into waste. So we are going to create a huge problem to the in the disposal or disposal purpose of it. Okay, we are facing the problem in the disposal purpose. So first we'll see what are the e-waste first. Okay, e-waste is nothing but the waste which is going to be generated from the electronic waste after its usage. Okay, after its use, what we are going to do, we are going to throw them. So such kind of electronic waste after its usage, whatever we throw it, we call them as an electronic waste or e-waste. Okay, once it is going to be used, or it's if it is going to complete its lifespan, then some of the material in that particular device we reuse it. Okay, we reuse it, or sometimes we resell it, then we sometimes we recycle it, and then we may dispose it of. Okay, so when we are going to dispose during the process of reuse, right? Reuse means we cannot completely reuse it. There are some material which has to be after its use we need it to throw it. Okay, so it is not 100%ly all the material or all the whatever the accessories are there, it cannot be 100% reusable. There are some material that we needed to dump it. Okay, so they are not used for any purpose. So as we are going to increase the population, we are going to throw it. For example, one person will be having at least one mobile. Nowadays we are going to use the mobile. So after 3 4 years or 5 years or after 6 years, that particular material will be thrown away. Okay, so like this many people are there who are going to use such kind of an electronic instruments. Okay, so again, not only mobile, we are having TVs, speakers, then again computers, then printers, then home appliances. We are having n number of n number of electronic material. So the problem is these are not biodegradable. That is the main problem, and along with that it is going to have some of the chemicals with it. Okay, it is only not only biodegradable, it is going to have some of the chemicals. So what kind of a chemicals? Lead, chromium, cadmium, mercury, right? All these are nothing but these are the different type of heavy metals are there. Okay, so if we are going to dispose it to the open atmosphere, then it is going to create a huge amount of problems. So the handling the e-waste and handling the normal municipal waste, it is completely a different thing. Okay, so we need to take care regarding the e-waste. Okay, now we can, as I have told, we have completed the definition and the introductory part. Now we are going to see what are the sources of e-waste. Okay, now as I have told, the sources are nothing but your TVs, computers, DVDs, then your monitor, speakers, keyboard, printer, phones, mobile, etc., etc. There are n number of such devices are there which is going to be used. So what are the sources? These are the sources are nothing but your homes, offices, then your electronic industry, right? So these are nothing but the different sources of e-waste, right? So this is regarding the e-waste. Now effect of e-waste on environment. Okay, now we are going to discuss the next part is effect of e-waste on environment. Okay, now as I have told, the e-waste is completely the maximum of it, it is a non-biodegradable material. Okay, or if it is anything which is can be degradable, it is slow, very slowly it is going to be degradable. So when we are going to, how we are going to dispose it? By having open dumping, by either by the landfilling, or might be the incineration process we use. We will take the first case, that is incineration. Okay, when we are going to burn this particular electronic waste, it will be having, say, your motherboard, it is going to have the wires, it is going to have the diodes, right? And etc material will be there. So when we are going to burn it, it is not only just give the fumes, okay, not it is going to just produce the smoke. Along with that smoke, it is going to produce the PCDD and the PCDF. Okay, that what is that PCDD? PCDD is nothing but the polychlorinated dibenzopyridioxins, and PCDF is nothing but polychlorinated dibenzofurans. So this is very it is first of all, this is going to be produce a very pungent odor. That particular whenever we are going to burn it, that these particular smell we cannot, normal person cannot take. Okay, so such kind of a bad smell it is going to produce, as well as it is harmful for the people who are going to live in the surrounding areas. Okay, then again it is toxic chemicals. Just now I have told that it is going to have the lead, chromium, cadmium, mercury, all these material. When we are going to dump these particular e-waste on the earth surface, ground level, right, when the precipitate is going to occur, right, all these, whatever the lead, chromium, mercury, nickel, right, etc., whatever these components are there, what is going to happen? These are slowly, these are going to percolate into the soil, right, and then ultimately it is going to reach the groundwater. So what it will do, it is going to create the groundwater pollution also, as well as it is going to create the soil pollution if you are going to dump it in by a open dumping method. Okay, so what is happening here? The soil is getting polluted. Why the soil is getting polluted? Because it is going to have some of the heavy metals. So these heavy metals are not good for the growth of the plant, right, or it is going to disturb the fertility of the soil. And again, groundwater, we have discussed in the water or in the water treatment, in the water analysis, what is going to happen is, when we are going to have these kind of a heavy metal, we will be facing some of the health related issues. So this is how the electronic waste is going to create a problem for it is going to create an air pollution, it is going to create a groundwater pollution, soil pollution, and the health of the people who are going to intake such kind of a bad air and bad soil characteristics, and then bad groundwater, their health is ultimately, it is going to be affected. Okay, now this is how your e-waste is going to affect the environment. Along with that, there are some other environmental impact it is going to have due to the disposal methods of these particular e-waste, that I will just note down it. it is going to release the lead, barium and heavy other material into the groundwater, just we have discussed. Then we are having the pre-printed circuit boards, right? These are air emissions and discharge into rivers. Then it is going to create a lead, again dioxins it is going to create. Then plastics like a printer, then keyboards, if you are going to burn it, it is going to release the hydrocarbons. So then all your wires, see, only electronic instrument, it doesn't mean that only electronic materials will be there. See, your electrical wires are also will be considered as an the e-waste. Okay, and then your motherboards, all these will be considered as an e-waste. Now we will see what kind of a how the effects of e-waste will be on a human body. Now for example, the chemical like lead, right? Lead, it is going to damage the central peripheral nervous system, and then blood system and kidney damage, behavioral disturbances, and then attention deficits, and then hyperactivity, and again it will have the lower IQ. These effects are most damaging to the children whose developing nervous system are very susceptible to damage caused by the lead, cadmium and the mercury. So this is how your human health is going to be get affected. And then cadmium, okay, the inhalation of cadmium can cause severe damage to the lungs, and also it is going to create a kidney damage. Okay, and then again it is going to create some neuromotor or behavior or learning, then deficits in cognition it is going to have then irreversible effects on human health. Okay, so again the mercury, we are going to have the exposure in utero causes fatal deficit in the motor function, attention and again verbal domain. So all it is related with the central nervous system, and it is going to affect the human behavior. So this is how it is going to create a problem. Then again it is also going to other health effects include, it is going to cause the DNA breaks. Okay, it is going to cause a DNA break, and which can help in increase in developing the cancer. Okay, then elevated reactive oxygen species levels can cause damage to the cell structures. Okay, then DNA damages are special problem in non-dividing or slowly dividing cells, where unpaired damages will tend to accumulate over a time. Okay, and it may create a damage to the human health. Okay, so this is how your e-waste is going to affect the human body. Then we are going to see, we have completed the definition, then the sources, then we have seen the effects of e-waste on environment, then other health effect. Then we have remaining with the health effects we have completed. Then we have just remained with the methods of disposal of e-waste. Now, methods of disposal in e-waste, we are going to have three methods, that is landfilling, acid baths and the incineration. See, what is landfilling? Landfilling is nothing but the open dumping of the e-waste. Okay, as I have told, if we are going to dump the e-waste, I have already told that when the precipitate is going to occur, this particular precipitated water, it is going to enter the ground, then it is going to have the leaching effect of lead, chromium, then mercury. All these will get intruded into your groundwater, and the groundwater is going to be polluted. Okay, along with that, whenever it is going to be flowed down, right, it is going to be mixed with the soil. Okay, when it is going to be mixed with the soil, the heavy metals will be intruded into the soil. Then it is going to create a problem, right? Soil pollution has happened, and then again your groundwater has polluted. Okay, so this is the bad effect of the open dumping. But again, this is a method of your e-waste disposal, but we should avoid it. Having the e-waste disposal by the landfilling, we should avoid it, because it is going to have the soil pollution, it is going to have groundwater pollution. So again, it is going to affect the human health. So we need to avoid this method of the landfilling, we should avoid. Then next method is the acid bath. Acid bath method is used to extract copper. Here the circuit board is submerged into the sulfuric acid for about 12 hours to dissolve copper. Then solution is boiled, precipitated, copper sulfate is taken and remaining solution is added with the scrapped particles. Subsequently, copper smudges are removed. Acid bath are also used to dissolve lead and in the extraction of gold and silver. Acid baths are dangerous and can cause water and soil contamination. Okay, we can have the acid bath, that is we are going to extract the copper from it, we are going to extract some silver and gold from it. But if we are whatever the acid, after having the acid bath, right, whatever that acid is there, we should not throw it into the your surface, okay, or else it is going to create the water and the soil contamination. Next method is incineration. Incineration, we have already discussed on that. On it, it is nothing but the process of burning of waste into the closed chamber in the presence of oxygen. Now, whenever we are going to burn it at a high temperature, as I have told, these particular e-waste is going to generate the PCA, that is polycyclic aromatics, and it is going to generate PCDD, that is polychlorinated dibenzopyridioxins, and it is also going to generate the polychlorinated difurans, that is PCDFs it is going to generate. Along with that, whenever it is going to burn, it is also going to liberate the carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, then nitrogen oxide, that is SOx and NOx it is going to generate, which is going to create the problem such as an acid rain. When more amount of SOx is going to be get liberated into the atmosphere, it is going to create the acid rain, as well as these particular PCDD and PCDF, these are aerotic fumes. Okay, these are having the aerotic fume, so it is also going to create some amount of a problem. The thing what we can have is, when we are going to have the incineration, we should use the chimneys, okay, and some of the air pollution preventing equipment, so that to some extent the air pollution can be controlled. So this is how you can see that all the three methods are having some of the disadvantages. So managing these particular e-waste is not that easy task. So we should try to reuse all reuse the electronic components that we are going to that can be recovered. So this is regarding your e-waste. We have covered what is e-waste, what is its definition, what are its sources, then effects of e-waste, then its effects on health, then what kind of problem it is going to create, that is what kind of heavy metals that it can liberate, we have seen. Then methods of disposal of e-waste, that is landfilling, acid bath and incineration. In the next class we are going to see regarding the hazardous waste or construction waste. Okay, so this is we are going to cover in the next class.